That's okay, my love. Mommy will happily keep you snuggled in her arms.
What are you watching?
Yeah, no, I had to wake up to him listening to this every single morning of the trip. After what happened last night, Josh and I were tasked with taking George out of the hotel and getting his mind off alcohol. But like after going maybe 6 hours without drinking, he was starting to go into withdrawals. See, George suffers from chronic sobriety-induced apparitions. The basic rundown is that when he goes without drinking for too long, he starts to see creatures he calls the nighttime inn. So we figured the most sobering thing to do was to take him to a war memorial.
Guys, this place sucks ass.
So what were you doing after Christmas?
No questions, please.
Meanwhile outside, Bella, Jane and Amaya were taking a walk in the Royal Botanical Gardens.
Jane! None of them bitches British. I know they know the difference.
So true, Jane. This would also be my reaction if I had to listen to karaoke of Ice Spice's entire fucking discography, but you don't have to deal with a 24-year-old man listening to mommy roleplay ASMR every single morning. So you like admiring your handiwork or something, George?
Sir, the second thing.
I just fell in love with a gangster, and he pulled me down like an anchor. He said if I keep it one.
After getting kicked out of the war memorial, we met up with the rest of the group at the park, and then started making our way back to the apartment.
April 22nd, 2001. Drowning, 17 dead.
I didn't know you were cool like that. I didn't know you were chill like that.
Not even 10 minutes after getting back to the hotel, George was drunk again. Who would have thought that hearing about, I don't know, tragedies and genocide would drive a person to drink? It's crazy. The reason we were trying to keep him sober is that Bella, George, and I were supposed to go on a dinner date with Destiny's Child. Not the girl band, that's just what Keith and his boys call themselves. I tried asking them if they knew that Destiny's Child was already a group, and Keith said that he hadn't heard of them or Beyonce, and then he said that he only listened to good music like Drake and New Jeans.
That's Arch. The tram.
Wait, are we still gonna catch this train?
We were not going to catch that train, because for some reason we let the person who could not even walk in a straight line guide us.
Did you crank your head on a pole? I was gonna swerve and nick your head into the frame.
I am sober.
George was not sober. George... I need to get him to do like street interviews. Yeah, and say it's for like a student project.
What are you listening to? Bella, what are you listening to? Just wait.
It's Bobby and it's Kim Petras. Like, keep it a stack. Wow.
I'm sober.
Like,
You know where we are? I don't know.
guys. This is like so candid, right?
After waiting for about 20 minutes outside the restaurant, the boys from Destiny's Child finally arrived and showered George in gifts and kisses before we went inside to eat. Now, I could show more footage of the boys, but I'm not going to. Not because I don't have footage, but because I don't want it to go into their heads. I'm keeping them humble.
Hi.
What's your name on information? What did you say? George. That's a lie. That's me. What's your name on information? Your mama. That's me. That's not bad.
One more, come on. Destiny's Child invited us back to their hotel to regroup before heading out to the casino. George was a little apprehensive at first, saying that they were staying on the bad side of town, but agreed to come along when he was offered more alcohol.
Welcome to my street. Nice to meet you.
I'll send you all the photos later.
Thank you.
At some point, George wandered off, but somehow still made it to their building, just on the complete opposite side to the entrance. After George found his way back into the foyer, we went up to their apartment, but nothing could prepare us for what we were about to see. Guys, that is not a drain cover, that is a loose tile. that is like fucking disgusting. No. Wait, no, I need to turn the flashlight. Oh no.
Why would you do that? Why would you turn the flashlight?
We then tried to convince Namaya to come throw his money at slot machines.
Please. It's frozen. Amaya.
How you doing? Wait, this would be so good. We're gonna have a meeting. Why don't we call them on a Discord? Why don't we call John on a Discord?
Why don't we make this a live stream so everyone can join in?
Wow.
All screens going on at once.
Get off my bed. Get off my bed right now.
Blankets are open, brother.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Come get me. Come get me. Come get
I
me.
will come get you. Wait, come gambling.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have a shower. Taking a shower.
Fully clothed.
George, we're leaving right
Fully
now.
clothed. We're going to the
right now. Why do you think
casino.
our shoes are on? All of our shoes are on.
After George's quick shower, we headed out. But I was getting increasingly worried that they wouldn't let us into the Crown, with George being intoxicated to the point of trying to interview a train. George, would you say you're like the apex predator?
What does that mean?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
It's a yes or no question.
Just say yes or no, George.
You guys want that?
You hungry? I got the food. You hungry, George? That pink Oreo? Oh, that's 2 times.
Sorry, guys, we can walk to the casino by this time.
So we did. It took us an hour. We were all down by the end of the night. If babysitting an alcoholic for a day has taught me anything, it's that we're all just trying to find our way, drunkenly stumbling through life. That, and also, alcohol, good. Like George, we're all moving from place to place, person to person, like bars in a pub crawl. Some of us end up at the casino and win it big, and others end up violently throwing up in a public bathroom. But I think the most important part is that when the time comes, you're there besides your friends, holding their hair back as they eject their entire stomach contents into a porcelain bowl, and find comfort knowing they'd do the same for you. And I think that's something worth drinking too.
Kiss!
I will. Don't tempt me.